Now, first, let's understand what exactly the AWS offer, what exactly the AWS offering is. So first, I'll start with the foundational. Okay. So now AWS has a 4 categories of certification. The first one is a foundational. So George, FBA, it means the feature, benefit, and advantage of the cloud or the AWS. So first, okay, AWS has a 4 categories. First is a foundational. Second one is associate. Third one is a professional. And fourth one is a specialty. So these are the 4 categories which AWS offer. Now the first one is a foundational, right? And the certification name is a Cloud Practitioner Foundational. Now let's suppose if the cloud is alien for you, you are completely fresher, you are just college pass out. Then AWS recommended that, okay, you can start your career or the AWS career with the foundational level. Okay. Now, let's suppose you are the salesperson and you want to just pitch the specific services. Then you can also go with the cloud practitioner only. Now, what exactly the cloud practitioner? So cloud practitioner is a very, very basic information about the AWS. Okay. It also covers the basic foundational service about the AWS. So it's very basic. Okay. Very basic informations you will get in a cloud practitioner foundation. So, and then here you can start the next level, that's the associate. Right? So in the associate level, you have the system administrator associate, then we have a developer associate, solution architect associate, and the data engineer associate. Now let's talk about the solution architect. Now the solution architect, it means what? Only the main 3 things: design, managing, planning. Right? What exactly the solution architect? That's the design, managing, and planning here. Now, in this solution architect, why exactly this famous? Now, the reason is that in this specific solution architect associate, it cover all the basic about the AWS, and it also cover very deep dive into the AWS foundational services. When I say the foundational services, it means what how we can create the virtual machines, how we can create the network, how we can create the storage, then how we can create the automations, how we can create the serverless. So all the foundational services, and that is also very deep dive. Okay, we have in a solution architect associates. So mainly the solution architect, give you the information about the foundational service. And once, let's suppose if you have some experience and let's suppose you want to start your career in AWS, then that's the reason everyone suggests you that you can start your certification is a AWS solution architect, because the solution architect is a base of an AWS. If you understand the solution architect associate, then it is very easy for you to understand any other AWS services or any other certifications. So that's the reasons many companies also ask that, okay, if you want to apply the job, then the candidate must be certified with the solution architect. Now, the reason is why? Because it covered all the foundational service, and that is also a very good deep dive. So now you might have a question that, okay, now some of the member also gave me the answer that, okay, I'm completely a fresher. I don't know about the AWS or the cloud. So I'm in the wrong class. So the answer is no. Okay, so now the answer is no. Why? Because I'm also going to cover each thing, everything from the scratch here, right? So you don't need to go with these certifications. You can directly start your journey from the AWS Solution Architect Associated. Okay. Now, as I said that once you complete the Solution Architect Associate, then it's very easy for you to, go with the any other certification. Your journey will become very easy. Now, the next one, you can also go with the developer associate. Now, developer associate, it doesn't mean that it will, tell you how to code, how to build the code, how to write the code, right? No. So developer associate, it means what? It has some different services. And now this certification will talk about how you can help developer to build their code, or how you can help developer to perform the automations and other things. So these are the completely tools which developers life makes very easy. because of some AWS tool. Because as you know that you have all the workloads on directly on the AWS. So there are a lot of development is going on for your company. You have your applications on the AWS as well. Now there are many tools or many services which offering a very helpful, or I can say which offering a very easy deployment process. So for example, your container, your serverless, right? And then the Kubernetes, the Docker, everything you will understand here in a developer associate in terms of AWS perspective only. Then you also have a SysOps administration. Now the SysOps administration, it means what? Mainly this guy is for the troubleshooting purpose, right? So it will guide you about the troubleshootings as well. Okay, so and also when the core thing is about the repeatable deployment. Now what exactly the repeatable deployment it means? Now the repeatable deployment, it means what? Let's suppose you have the production environment, or let's suppose you have a QA environment. Now where the QA team need the same environment again and again. So obviously it is not possible for everyone to create entire environment manually again, right? So there is a system administration or there is a cloud formation tool which help you for your repeatable deployment. So SysOps administration mainly is for the system administration, system managing, AWS manager, and everything. So that's the system administration associate. The next one is the new one. So that's the latest one. Okay. So this is the AWS latest services. Okay. Now this is a completely a latest certifications which AWS introduced few months back. Earlier there was no AWS data engineer certifications. It has only 3 certification in associate level. That's the architecture, developer, and SysOps administration. Now, what exactly in data engineer? So now here you can see earlier what happened. There is a certification called a data analytics, and that is also part of the specialty. But now AWS retired those certification last month, right? So now here you can see there are still certification. You can see there is a 2 certification, database specialty and SAP on AWS. So they are going to retire it on the next 2 or 3 days. So they are going to retire it on April 2024. I mean, say there is only 3 days left. Okay, to if you want to go for the specialty certification, then you have only 3 days now. And after May, they may launch the new certification in specialty, and they are going to retire these 2. So few months back, they have also a data analytics certifications. Now they move here in an associate level. Not each and everything, all the portions, but some of the few portions they have moved to the data engineering. And whoever completed this data engineer associate, they also say that this is not an easy certification. This is also one of the, I can say, the tough certifications here, data engineers. So in data engineer, it means what you have completely understanding about the how exactly the data flow or how exactly the data analytics happen, data streaming and everything. Okay, so here you will use more the analytic services in a data engineering. So that's about the 4 certifications. Then the next level, so AWS next level is that professional level. So if you ask me, Amir, that okay, in the entire world, what do you think that which is the most challenging certifications? All right. So I can name it the solution architect professional. See, this is one of the top 5 hard certification, I can say, the hardest certifications. So in professional, you have 2 certifications, that is solution architect professional and DevOps professional here. Now, what exactly the DevOps? So DevOps is nothing but a mixture of SysOps Administrator Associate and Developer Associate, and it become the DevOps Engineer Professional. Now, the Solution Architect Professional, what exactly? So that's the advanced level of architectures, right? So here you will get more complex scenario, right? You will also get more services, more deeper understanding about the specific services. For example, more networks, more servers, virtual machines, serverless, and many more, right? So AWS say that if you want to go with this certification, then at least you have a minimum 2 years of experience in the industries, actual AWS experience, then only you should appear with. So this is just a recommendations which AWS allow. It's not a compulsory. Anyone can also go with the solution architect professional. But if you want to go with, then obviously you must have the knowledge of the architecture first. Okay, you have a good understanding on the architecture, then you can go with the next certification. That's a professional. Then next here we have a specialty, right? So everyone has their own specialty, right, for the working style and everything. So now AWS has at the moment they have a 3 certification. One is a advanced networking specialty, second one is a machine learning, and third one is a security specialty. Specialty, it means what? The specific topics. Okay. So the first one is a networking services. So let's suppose if you have a CCNA, CCNP, CCI certification, you are playing around with the networks only, right? So you have a you have a experience about good experience in the networking only. I'm talking about the on-premises networking. If you want to move your career into the networking, then you can definitely go with an advanced networking specialty. But as I said that you cannot jump directly to an advanced networking specialty. You must have the solid understanding or the solid base for the solution architect. Because as I said that here it cover the basic understanding about the AWS here. So in advanced networking, you have a virtual private cloud or VPN, or even though you also have that how exactly you can connect your AWS to your on-premises, or how you can connect your AWS to the data centers. So this is completely the specific to the advanced networking specialty. That's a networking services. Then if you are in the AI or ML, right? It's like in the AI, Bedrocks AI. Okay, these are the services in the AWS. So here you have a special services in a machine learning here. Okay, and then the security specialty. Now, how you can secure the AWS? You are using the cloud, so it doesn't mean that every responsibility is a AWS responsibility. So let's suppose if you launch, or let's suppose if you are using the AWS services, so it's not necessary that each and every responsibility is AWS. You are launching the virtual machine, then obviously the security is your responsibility. So in AWS, you have some specific services. For example, for the vulnerability manager, AWS has the AWS inspector services, right? Then you also have, there are many services which cover in AWS. How you can prevent the DOS and DDoS attack, how you can mitigate the vulnerability, how you can stop the ransomware attack using the AWS services for the AWS perspective only, not for the anything. So if you want to go with the security certification, then you must aware about the basic informations about the security. What exactly the virus is, what is the difference between viruses and malware, what exactly the ransomware is, what exactly the DOS and DDoS attack is, what is the IDS and IPS protections. So you must aware about these information before you want to, if you want to proceed with the security specialty. And as I say that if you don't know about the foundational services, you can't directly go to the security specialty. So when you are promoting the AWS Solution Architect Associate, that means that we will learn to create the all foundational service like a compute, storage, networking, security in AWS through the AWS Solution Architect Associate. So as I said that in this course, first we will go with the Solution Architect, because as I say that it's a basic one, right? So you cannot jump directly to the DevOps, right? Right, you cannot directly move to the DevOps. Now the reason is that you don't know about the foundational services like the security, or I can say the compute, storage, networking. So that's the reason we have designed in a such a way that first you will understand about the architecture, and then we move to the DevOps with a different trainer. Can I directly move to the solution architect directly? Because as I just you mentioned that this cloud foundational or the practitioner is a very basic, right? And as I said, I don't want to go directly basic. I have a sufficient knowledge. I can directly go to the associate. So answer is yes. It is not a compulsory for the certification that you will have to first complete the foundational, then associate, then professional, and then specialty. No, it is a completely flexible. So now for an example, if you take my example, I'll give my example. So when I started my career in AWS, so I started with the solution architect associate because my company is compatible with the AWS and we can perform the scanning on the AWS. So we got the training directly from the AWS team where we have entire load on the production environment that's in AWS. So so after spending the almost 6-7 months, okay, I thought, okay, let's go for the exam because I also interested in training. So I completed the solution architect associate. Then, because as you know that my main bread and butter is the security, all right. So I have not directly go to the professional. I directly jump to the security specialty. So first I completed the architect associate because that I feel which is important. Then I directly jump to the security specialty. And recently I have also renewed my security because the certification validity is for the 3 years. Then I feel that, okay, I'm into the training now and I need a more certification. Then I jump to the AWS solution architect professional, right? So I completed the solution architect professional here. And then I completed the developer associate. And recently I have also completed the SysOps administration. It means what? It's a completely flexible. So for example, I have seen some of those guys who is completed the CCIE as well, right? So I suggest them that, you can train here, right? You can complete your solution architecture, your, your entire core syllabus and everything. You can, and then you can also after that, also join some advanced networking specialty course, and you can directly go for these certifications. That is also possible. Because in my organization as well, there are many guys who is only security specialty certification. They don't have any other certification. How they can achieve? Because they understand the foundational. They know what exactly the virtual machine. They know what exactly the storage work. They know how exactly the file system work in the AWS. So that's the reason they know how to provide the security. And the security specialist explain everything, that how you can secure the storage, how you can secure your network, how you can encrypt the data which is flowing from A service to B services. So that is possible because why? Because you understand or you completed the architectures. Okay, so it is a completely flexible. Okay, so you can jump around it. So then you might have a question that, okay, Amay, why you completed the architecture first, right? Because you're already working on the security. Then why do you directly go, specialty? Because there is a cost saving options. Now, what exactly the cost? So here, so this cloud practitioner, the cost is $100, okay, and plus $25 tax. The cost of this is $100 and plus 25 is tax amount. Then for the associate, the cost is $150 plus tax. Okay. Then for the professional, the cost is $300 plus tax. And for the specialty, any certification, the cost is $300 and plus tax. These are the certification cost, and that is a global certifications. Now here AWS offer the discount coupon code to their the certified person. Now for an example, today you have paid the $150. You have clear the exam, solution architect exam. The moment you clear the exam, okay, you have a 3-year valid certifications, right? Now, why 3 years only? Why it is not lifetime? Because remember, AWS is a product. We are into the product training. We are not in any technology training. We are here to understand the AWS product. Like we have Azure, GCP, right? Obviously, the concept is same, but let's understand we are into the product training. So AWS also rapidly upgrade and update the modules. They also add some new features as well. And I guess 3 years is more than sufficient to again refresh your knowledge. So that's the reason for the certification, the cost is this and the validity is for the 3 years. Now here there is a good thing is that for an example, let's suppose you clear the solution architect exam. Okay, you paid $150 and you clear it. So once you clear the exam, AWS offer you 50% coupon code, and that coupon code you can apply to the next exam. So that's the reason I completed the solution architect first. I paid $150. And once I clear the exam, I also got the certification, as well as I also have the 50% coupon code. And that coupon code I applied into the next exam, and the exam cost now original is $300 and I'll get it in $150. Right? So in $300, I have the 2 certification, that's the associate as well and the specialty as well. Now again, you clear the security for an example. So again, you have the 3 years validity, and again, you will also get another 50% coupon code, and that you can apply for the next exam as well. So whenever you clear the exam, you will get the 3-year valid certification. Also, you will also get the 50% coupon code for the next exam as well.
Thank you so much for staying with us till the end of the video. I have something special to share. If you loved our content today, then you are absolutely going to adore what's coming next. We have a free class, and the best part is it's available for everyone. This class goes in depth into the topics we touched on today, offering you detailed insights, comprehensive explanation, and even some exclusive content that wasn't covered in this video. All you have to do is just click the link in the description below, or if you are just starting out, just type k21academy.com/AWS02. Now all the information inside the video that we will be covering is listed here. And for the class, just click on the date, enter your name, enter your email ID, enter your phone number, and click on register now. Then you will be redirected to this page. Also, you can add this to your calendars. So I promise this is something that you don't want to miss. So go ahead, click on the link and step into the world where learning knows no boundaries. Till then, keep enjoying. I'll see you in the next video.